You know what your problem is? Your glutes aren't firing. Something that is very common, you'll go to a personal trainer or a physical therapist or a doctor or some sort of expert, and they will tell you that the reason why your back hurts or the reason why your knee hurts or the reason why you're struggling at ABC movement is because your glutes aren't firing. Now, sometimes this may be just a easy or generic way to say that you have some sort of strength imbalance or you have some sort of movement issues, lack of coordinating. But if your glutes were not firing, you would likely drop and fall to the ground. You would struggle with walking down the street if you could even do that. So the glutes are our main extensors when we are driving or propelling ourselves forward or squatting or kettlebell swinging or sprinting. So if you're running, if you're walking, your glutes are firing. Your glutes are working. Now, can you have stronger glutes? Possibly. Do you need stronger glutes? Perhaps. Is it as simple as just doing hip thrusts or doing heavy squats or running really fast? Probably not, because there are people who can lift really heavy and run really fast and they still have some issues, and it's not that their glutes are not firing. It has something to do with how they are either pushing and loading themselves. So, for example, let's say I'm here and I lift my leg up. Well, if I'm dumped down in my pelvis and arching my back, all right, I'm not pushing through my glutes very effectively. So can I bring my position back and then push through better? Now, you may need to answer some questions at your foot. Maybe your foot doesn't load well for various reasons, okay? Maybe you struggle to balance and pronate through the foot and then load the structure above, okay? So if you struggle with pronation and you struggle with loading, you're not going to be able to drive through foot, hip, glute very well. So what you'll do is your body's a miraculous thing. It'll figure out a way to do the thing that you're trying to do. So you'll use more low back, you'll use more knee, you'll effort and muscle and contort your way through to get the job done. And this is true with elite athletes to the old lady walking down the street with a limp. So it's not that your glutes are not firing. Perhaps there is just a lack of connection from foot, hip, glute. And maybe you need to control your pelvis better. Maybe you need more glute med, more adductor, more stability through the trunk. Maybe you need to work on how you load your foot and how all those things talk to each other. All right. But if you're a really fast athlete, your glutes are firing. If you're just walking down the street, your glutes are firing. So there's other things going on there. Now, here's something else. Number two, this is recently, a few people have said this to me when I'm explaining how we want to push or drive through the hips and the glutes. Sometimes an athlete or a client will say, oh, so I should squeeze my glutes, right? Squeeze. No. Okay? We don't want to squeeze our way forward or through. We want to push, extend, drive. Okay? So actually, here's a good example. Let's say I have a kettlebell and I want to do a deadlift. I don't want to squeeze my butt to move the weight up and down. I want to drive my hips forward and up and my feet down to drive the movement. There's not a squeezing of your glutes. If I was going to swing the kettlebell, all right, I would want to drive the hips. I'm not squeezing them. If you need that to add emphasis at the top, to feel something at first, maybe, but in general, you don't want to walk around just like squeezing your glutes all the time. So what happens is like when someone swings the kettlebell and they don't understand how to load and how to drive and how to thrust and extend, they'll use their low back, they'll use their upper body, or they'll cheat the movement and just drive their knees back. Now, can you get some strength doing it that way? Perhaps, but it will be limited. It will not increase your ability to become more powerful in an effective way. And if you go heavier and faster, eventually you will likely have pain or injury. Same thing is true with sprinting or some sort of high-level athleticism, right? You may be able to cheat the system, right? Compensate, use your low back, use your knee a lot to get the job done. And you may even have a really strong low back. You may have some sort of crazy effective ways to manipulate your body. So although you lack the ability to internally rotate your hip, somehow your body is able to figure out a way to get the thing done, and you're still running a fast time or performing at a high level. But again, that will work to a point. Maybe it works at 18, 19, 20, 21. Start to get a little bit older. It's not working so much anymore. Pain is stacking up. Discomfort is stacking up. Then we're getting patterns that are becoming more tight, rigid, restricted. Compensations are happening more and more and more. And then we have chronic pain, frequent injury, and we're not able to perform at the highest. So a few things, two things to think about. Your glutes are firing. You might just not be coordinating well. And we need to be able to figure that out. And the solution is not to squeeze, clench the butt. You need to let that go and let it flow.